Welcome back to Pop Culture Roll Call, the show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their characters present for. This is Season 1, Episode 11, Remedial Battle Magic.
Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm your host, Mike. I'll be watching everything from the point of view of Penny. To love me as always.
It's Sasha. I'm watching everything from the point of view of Margot.
In front of me as always.
It's calling us everything from the point of view of Elliot, as always.
Right here, right now.
Hey, it's Brian. I watch as Quentin.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
Okay, do we have any business? Bidnass?
No.
Busyness?
Yes.
What?
Shit.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I think we just
This
talked
Saturday?
about this. Yep.
At the August 23rd.
August 23rd, this Saturday, 1 p.m. Central Time.
Yes. We are going to have a live stream.
Yeah.
We're going to do this on time. Look at us.
I'm leaving early. You're
Iconic.
welcome.
Did you just... Now you're jinxing us if you're saying we're going to do it on time.
Well, I mean, it'll happen that day.
Listen, we're
1
aiming
p.m.
for 1.
It'll be 1:05.
Yeah.
Fuck it, whatever. Come on in, chat.
Isn't it always
Have a good
1
time.
o'clock somewhere?
Yeah, that's what Jimmy Buffett died for. Rest in power. 1 o'clock Central Time, August 23rd. Come and get the live stream. When you're listening to this,
It should be a podcast vigil for Jimmy Buffett. Bring your candles and little
Pina
things to protect
coladas.
you from the melting
Margaritas.
wax.
yeah, if there's two things you know about this podcast is that we love Jimmy Buffett and Chris Angels, the fucking gas station bathroom of magicians. Coming out with us, though, this Saturday. It would be great to have you. Get your votes in on patreon.com/popculturerollcall. And if you have any suggestions, throw them to live stream questions. Don't do that. That's probably a terrible place to run. Probably the suggestions one.
And if you see K-pop Demon Hunters on the list, no, you didn't. Please don't.
Yeah, we're not watching the full movie. You all should watch K-pop Demon Hunters and then come chat with Sasha about it at the live stream. But we will be watching something else.
I actually beg you.
Don't do it. All right, we're here at the 85th World Magic Summit. Chris Angel, how do you feel about Pop Culture Roll Call calling you the gas station of magicians?
And then he just says, "Mind sluts."
Turns out, huge fan.
Huge fan. They're not wrong.
I actually get something before the credits today.
Hey, I
Yeah.
think we all
Can you
do.
believe it?
Yeah, we all
We're all
do.
chatting together,
Look at us,
right?
we're people.
Or you got something yourself, and then you have our scene?
No, and in the scene, but I wrote down my note is, what is this nerd talking about? Okay.
That's every one of my notes.
What is this nerd talking about? Because the first thing we're talking about is our sex magic.
Well, we were making fun of you of that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penny's back, and he teleported in on
I came
them banging.
mid-banging.
But then Quentin just started talking about people and places, and I assume this is all fillery
Yeah,
stuff,
it's-
and I was
It's
like,
the notes I brought back.
Right.
Yeah.
So you grabbed like some pages of notes?
No, I got photocopied notes because
That's
I could
right.
not
from
take
the
the book.
library.
Right.
The librarian
And-
key.
And so one of the things with that, there was an enchanted knife that can it's so powerful it can tear through the fabric of magic itself
like
and kill a
Ginsu?
god or whatever.
So we can kill the beast.
And it's the same knife maker as the Virgo blade, which was mentioned a couple episodes
fuck
ago.
that guy.
But we don't have the pages in the notebook that say. It doesn't even say whether the knife was ever even made in the first place. It's like we know that
Martin asked a guy if he could make it, and he was like, yeah.
and then that's all we know.
So, great
That's
storytelling.
that's the Virgo blade.
No, the Virgo
no.
blade is what almost killed me. But the same guy who made that was going to make a dimension knife.
Called the Leo.
Yeah.
One
Got
thing we
it.
do get here that I think we were wrong about, or I was wrong about in the last couple episodes, is the beast is in Fillory.
Yeah, I had that bolded in my notes too, because I think we were all under the assumption that he was trying to get into Fillory.
Because he wanted the button, or whatever, it was the button, right?
Yeah.
He wanted the button to be able to enter Fillory, is what we thought. But it's no, he wants to control
Who gets
access to Fillory.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So he is currently
Which-
in Fillory and
Wasn't
kind of
there...
transit out.
What was the other thing then? So there were the twin gatekeepers or whatever. There was a character, a Fillory character that was mentioned about why one of the other kids couldn't get into Fillory anymore. And it was
Oh.
these tricksters don't let him in, and that's also why the author couldn't get in.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Do we think the beast has kidnapped those two people who prevented people from coming in and out of Fillory? Do you think he is controlling them so nobody else can get in?
He must.
It might be.
Right?
Maybe that's
Like
the
that-
woman.
that's gonna be a plot
tied-
point
maybe-
later, right?
That might be the woman tied up in the basement that Penny's obsessed
That's
with.
very possible.
The
'Cause
gods'
they bring
names
her-
were Umber and Ember.
Umber and Ember are the two trickster
Those sound like
gods.
Pokemon.
So I wonder if either Umber
Umbreon
or
is a Pokemon.
Ember,
There we go.
yeah, and
And
Embor is
I
a
don't know.
Pokemon too.
Not wrong.
Yay! I knew I got to talk about Pokemon once we started the recording too. So maybe Ember is one of the people who's tied up in the dungeon.
Yeah, maybe.
That's very possible.
I could see if there is like two paired trickster gods that do a thing to try and protect a place from a demon.
Keep
I
them
could see where
separated.
one of them is dead and one of them is chained up, and
Yeah.
then it's about like bringing them into the fold and getting revenge on the person who killed their other half. That seems pretty story arcy.
Yeah.
But I don't
And a
know.
good way to like control them.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're discussing whether we should just give the button up.
Yeah, it's not really it's kind of an idea that we're giving up because we are worried that the beast is going to basically track us down and take it. We know that the beast can enter this world, and we know that we're not strong enough to stop him.
Who suggested first? Is it Margot?
It's Elliot.
It's Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot and Margot are on the same page with it though.
Yeah.
But
I back Elliot up immediately, but Elliot technically interrupts you.
Yeah, he's like, what if we just give it to him? Like, we could basically, it doesn't really seem to be, because one, Elliot's barely here, because I seem like I'm just either drunk, hungover, or both.
Yeah, I think drunk because I say it's 11 a.m.
Yeah, and I'm like passing out on my seat. We'll talk about that a lot this episode. But I don't get the sense that it's like, hey, let's run away from this problem and pretend that it never existed. It's more like, let's see if this will buy us some breathing room. And Quentin is very much on so by buying us breathing room, you're also giving him the keys to the multiverse. Like a child molesting demon is going to get keys to multiverse because we're scared.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't seem like a thing that heroes
And I
do.
hate the plan as well.
Yeah, I like you. The Penny reasoning is interesting.
Penny
to me.
does have a good reason.
Because like the whole if he is trying to lock down all travel to Fillory and we give him all the other keys, I'm a key.
Yes.
I'm still a problem then. So that means I die next, regardless of what we're doing.
Yeah, and Margot's like, yeah, well, you were also the only person here that could literally hide anywhere in the universe.
So you're committing to being on the run for the rest of your life while the rest of us get to live in peace.
Yep.
No, basically, she's saying that, like, he would run and we would all die.
Right. No.
Yes.
No, you're saying we give up the button. He leaves us alone because we're of no value to him because we can't get into Fillory
And then Penny's
anymore.
just got to run.
And then he's still hunting down Penny because Penny can still get to Fillory.
Well, that's what Penny is saying, but Margot's point, I think, is this is how I interpreted her point, which is like,
If
okay,
we don't give it up, you're saying.
right? If we do what Penny is saying, which is like not to give it up, like he still has like the back pocket of being able to escape while he's murdering us, like because we can't leave.
But yeah, I mean the two plans are we kill the beast or we give the beast everything he wants and we fuck off forever.
We either die or live our life in fear.
Right.
Well, we take this to a vote, and it's 3-2 because Alice votes with Elliot and Margot.
A little surprising, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Typical.
But I think Alice is saying that, like, logically, that's the most successful plan. This is where we get credits.
No,
right?
it's not.
Or no?
Oh,
We get another. I have another scene before credits.
not
yeah.
me?
That's where I get credits here too. So
No,
Yep.
I do ride for that.
because I have a scene where like Penny's like been gone for a week. Oh, maybe just Margot then. You're right. It's just you. Do you have another
Go
scene
ahead.
for credits or
Go
no?
ahead. I think so. I have me spitting blood. and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I forgot that they didn't see this. I was about to do a bit. Well, I'll do the bit anyway, but it's just going to be me.
I'm sorry to ruin your bit.
No, the whole
It's-
format of our fucking podcast ruined my bit.
AKA
I should have
lonely
figured this
bits.
out after a decade or whatever. But anyways, we're like wandering through campus and like Penny's been gone a week. And Alice is like, well, it's only been an hour because of how time works in the neither lands. Fucking Dutch people. And
We love you, Dutch.
we're like, I'm upset because I can never go to Fillory because we've given up the button, right?
Yeah.
But and I'm like, oh well, why would I want to go anyway? The child molesting demon who incidentally wrote my favorite books is there waiting to kill us, you know. And we're late for class. So we're like running into class, and we go into the class, and like all the desks are like upside down. Every student there has like blood coming out of their face holes.
They it looked like they were massacred,
Yes.
literally.
What the fuck?
And Elliot's dead on the ground,
And Margot was like sobbing, crying over his body.
and blood's coming out of her
Oh.
mouth.
Now I'm coughing, and I said we should have listened to you.
Got it.
And
you die.
yeah,
Right? We hear like whistling coming down the hallway and like magic fingers like close and lock the door. We hide. the door just bursts off the hinges. Guys still like whistling and dancing, and you basically see a like 6-fingered hand doing like the tutting. I did count 6 fingers.
Okay.
And Alice, like, we're still hiding. Alice has blood coming out of her mouth, and then she's like, we should have, like, you know, gone with your plan or whatever. Or no, she says that later, I think. But anyways, she falls over, and then her neck snaps and she dies. And then he says, sleep tight, Quentin Coldwater. And then, like, blood starts coming out of my mouth. Or I start suffocating. No blood, but, like, start choking to death. And then a coin starts spinning on the ground, and then credits.
Got it. Okay.
The bit I was going to do was, I thought we all saw this, but of course we didn't. And I was like, well, and that's the end of our show. And then we, like, do the fucking wrap
We all
up thing.
finish
But,
it. That would have
you
been
know.
very funny.
but it's just you and me, I guess.
And
Because
then
I'm already dead whenever you go to the
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's not
that's
even
fair
in it.
enough.
He's just mentioned in passing.
Yeah,
and then we get
that's
the credits.
fair. And then we get credits.
It's always wild how the bit finds you.
You just got to give it time to breathe.
You gotta give
it
that mind
space.
slut time to breathe.
Whenever we come back in, it is post that
Ritual.
because spoiler alert, this is a probability ritual.
Yeah, I get a tiny bit probably before you get it,
Okay,
where
sure.
like I'm still on the ground and the coin is spinning and it kind of like wobbles and stops, and then we all wake up.
And then we wake up and we're like gagging and coughing, and I was wondering what. I assumed that somebody saw something, but I didn't think that we would get it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of interesting to know, because what we kind of get out of the beginning of this is like, one, we're all like being supportive to each other because it seems like we understand the stress this caused at our body, because we've been doing this like 6 or 7 times,
Yeah.
8 times. We've run through this probability simulator basically, where we're trying to figure out any way in which we can give over the button or keep the button, but like, what are the possibilities if we go with one of these 2 options? And so far, all of them have resulted in the grisly, brutal murder of everybody involved.
I actually really like this though as a concept
Yeah, I
of
do
like,
too.
because we, you know, the last scene is us voting on it, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, the vote went 3-2, so it's like, oh, I guess this is the plan we're doing. But I like that they like, as friends basically, or like allies of some kind. I don't know if Penny's a friend. Like sit down and be like, what does this actually look like? Like maybe we re-vote, maybe we change the plan after we like actually discuss it further.
We're doing the Doctor Strange thing where we're finding like every possible path. And what we learn is that every scenario ends in death. My head gets ripped off. But there's one scenario where it just kind of like, we just see white.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
kinda,
that
like,
is
whites out.
Quentin's plan, which is to go to Fillory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our plan is to go to Fillory, but we don't have any probability magic of like what happens once you go through the gate. But yeah, 7 times basically ended like the last.
Yeah.
the one.
And the only time they just faded to white, which Elliot calls out, that's not meaning that fade to white isn't necessarily better.
It could be. It could still be death, but it seems like there's no options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So like death, or maybe death. I'm gonna go with maybe death.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A bunch of like explosions and you die in bloody glory, or like the ending of The Sopranos.
Yeah. And that's when Penny gets up and fucks off.
Maybe you missed.
Maybe you missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I come back. My next scene is I'm in the courtyard
Okay.
alone.
Okay.
So my choice, I leave this scene of just saying my choice is just to get the fuck away from everyone. I walk out to the courtyard and I am walking alone and I hear in my head, hello, old friend. And it's the Beast.
Oh God.
The beast is talking in your brain.
Yeah. And he's like, been a while. Did you miss me? And I'm out loud just like, fuck you. And he's like, let me cut to the chase. Deliver yourself to me. Do it now. Or when you do it, you'll have gone so mad you have nothing left, because I'm going to make things very, very loud, and like a painful ringing starts to grow in my
Oh
ear.
God.
And it's just starting to slowly get louder. And then my next scene is I go to visit Alice.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting. Well, we'll do a little bit and then we'll come back to you probably.
Yeah. My next scene, I walk in on Quentin and Margot talking about doing something illegal, and I'm super game.
Okay, I have a little before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I have a scene where Alice and I are trying to figure out how to like get through the Netherlands. My autocorrect corrects it to Netherlands every time.
I also wrote down Netherlands every
Yeah.
time.
But like basically,
Just call it the Netherlands. It might just be easier.
They'll appreciate the like, hey, your place.
yeah, but we need battle magic, and there's a note for Alice that has like Alice has a phone call basically, because I guess that's the only way we communicate. Somebody has to write a letter to say call me on the phone or something. I don't know. So it cuts to the payphone, and Alice is talking to her mom, and her mom is like panicked, you know, where it's like, no, like calm down, like tell me what happened, you know, type of thing. Short version of it is Joe is dead.
Oh, I was going to assume Joe's got the relationship in shambles again.
No, Joe committed suicide.
What? Oh.
Oh.
Or at least that's what Alice's mom is saying. My theory is the beast is going after travelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds more likely, especially given what they set up. They said basically Penny's at danger because he's a traveler like 9 times in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably more the case.
And then literally like immediately after she hangs up the phone and she's like Joe killed himself or whatever. She's like, I have to go talk to Penny, and then that scene ends and she
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we cut in, and Alice is telling me that story.
Oh, he turned up the volume on everybody.
I think so. And she says, Alice says that her mom says Joe is hearing voices, and it was getting worse, and the voices were threatening him, and he was a traveler. So like,
So does every traveler have the mind reading thing and stuff as well?
it seems like that's.
I thought that was like a unique combo that Penny had where he can read minds and he's also a traveler.
Maybe not all mind readers are travelers, but all travelers are
That's
mind
what-
readers.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I'm wondering.
that's true.
That's
But I
interesting.
think it
didn't
also
know that.
might be a case where Joe might not have been a mind reader, but the beast is talking in his mind.
Yeah.
Like the voices he's hearing is probably just the beast. Like Joe doesn't know who the beast
Yeah, but
is.
if the beast is talking about turning up the volume,
yeah,
like that means it's like a thing that's already on low and you're turning it
maybe.
to 11.
I guess I was maybe more thinking that like the beast is fucking with every person in their own individual way. Like Joe isn't
yeah, but if
hearing
you
I'm
do
going to
that,
turn
be
up
like,
the
I'm
volume.
going to turn up the volume, and then it's just like a bunch of horny women or whatever. Because
could
he
be.
does sex magic.
Yeah, maybe it would be.
But I tell her like I know what happened. Like it's the beast. Like the beast is coming for
Sure,
him too.
yeah.
And then all while I'm hearing like the kind of like dull ringing in my ear, and she thinks that I should consider the possibility that he's targeting us because we are dealing like we're in control of the button, and I'm just like none of this is new to me. I'm out of here.
So he doesn't really want to listen to what Alice is saying either.
He's like, I need to go talk to someone. Like, it's the like, I know what's going on here. I need to go talk to someone about this. And I'll do my next scene real quick. I head to Stanley, the traveler I originally met, who was supposed to be like my mentor.
The one who told you to get the tattoo.
Exactly.
Okay.
The one when did you get the tattoo, or the one in Alaska who took it off of you?
The one who wanted me to get the tattoo.
Okay, gotcha.
So I go to his mobile home, and he was like, I was wondering when you were going to show up because he can hear everything too. So yeah,
Okay.
all the travelers are getting it.
Okay, so they are all getting the same punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just didn't know if they were all mind readers beforehand, or if this is just the beast fucking with the brains of all the travelers.
I think they are, but yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he was like, I can hear him too, and he knows everything about me. My son's home address. He described every freckle on my granddaughter. And I'm like, yeah, he's targeting us because we can hear him and we can travel. Like, he knows we're threats. And I'm like, he wants all the roads in and out of Fillory locked down. So like,
Do we know why?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, I get why he wanted to go to Fillory, and I get that he's a terrible person. But why does he want to totally control Fillory?
I almost get the sense more that it's not. I almost get the sense more that one, it's Fillory because it's like the creation of his victim, so he wants to exert entire control and power of it as the abuser, and so like it is his domain. He created it.
Did he though?
No, he didn't create Fillory, but like Martin went, the kids went
He's
to
the
go
ruler.
explore Fillory, and then he wrote the books about it, and like he gave it to the world, and I see it more as like that was the childish sort of escapism that he took away from them, and part of that is like a control like an addiction to controlling things of his victims, where like he wants this to be his because he took it away from his, like, again, his victims. I guess.
I think that's like a fine explanation for what we have now. I'm hoping there's another like added wrinkle here.
Yeah.
Well, it also sounds like if he doesn't want anyone to come there, it sounds like there's at least a sliver of he can be overpowered. And if I lock down roads, there's no chance of someone overpowering me.
Yeah, it could be the way if like say the whole magical community gets behind like the beast is a problem, mutually assured destruction kind of deal. Like
We all teamed up.
We all teamed up. Let's get all of our travelers and do like a blitz, and let's teleport as many people in as we can with as much magical like chutzpah behind us as we got, and let's try and kill the beast. Maybe he's just trying to get rid of any possible inroad so he can kind of like turtle up, put up his castle walls. And
I was thinking of it much more metaphorically, actually, that like he's like this abusive man, and like to one of those things that you do is like to isolate people, and just like kind of isolating like this, like
Not letting them ask for help.
this domain,
Yeah.
like just as like a I in my head it was like more metaphoric, but you guys are probably actually right, where there's probably going to be an actual reason.
But I think it's essentially both. I think like the surface level is I don't want people to stop me from being my like evil king of this world doing these awful
But
things.
is he the evil king of the world? And if so, what is the world that he is like an evil king? Like, we're just assuming it's the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
It's probably like a dark
adjacent,
version of that.
right? But like, so like, what you think he just like wants to be on a throne in this fantasy world instead of in his mansion at home?
I mean, what's bigger, a mansion or a whole world you can control?
I'm just wondering if like, what if one of the Chatwins is locked outside or something like that? Like, what if Jane is still alive and like 90 years old and trying to get to him?
There's one person that could take him down.
I don't know.
Or
I'm
know
just
something.
speculating
That's interesting.
here.
I do think we're going to get, and I do think we're going to get to Fillory in
yeah.
this
Oh, yeah.
season. So I think I'm interested to see, to your point, Brian, because I don't know, but I am curious, like how much, like in Fillory is he the boogeyman, or in Fillory is he the god king
Right.
that is ubiquitous?
Yeah.
And I don't know that. I would be curious.
Is
as
it
well.
like Fables, the comic book, where like he took over, but then there's like exiles, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there resistance movements? Is it just completely oppressed society under like the heavy heel of an autocrat?
And I'm starting to think we're going to get there sooner than we would expect.
I think so too. I think it's going to be the next
by the end of the
2 episodes.
season,
We're going
we
there.
will be in Fillory.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I'm telling him like he doesn't want people traveling there. And Stanley's like, I don't want to travel to a blue state, much less another world. And he's like, I have a plan, and there's nothing that he can do, that the beast can do to stop him. And he's like, watch my plan, because it removes all of the beast's leverage. And then he takes out a gun and blows his own brains out.
So 2 people have committed suicide.
Yeah, these are 2 people who are both like
So they did actually. Okay, I thought that it
killed
was.
himself.
When I heard he committed suicide, I thought it was like the beast made it look like a suicide.
no, they are
But like
they
are the one pulling the trigger,
'Cause
but they're driven to it by
Yeah.
what the beast is
and
doing.
it's probably not just sound, it is probably vivid details
Yeah.
about everyone in their life and how they'll hurt them if you don't.
yeah.
And so Alice's stepfather Joe probably heard some very awful things about everyone that the beast would come after.
Yeah.
And then to our point, like the show's trying to set up that if the travelers, like if you give the beast what he wants, like he wants to get the travelers gone. He wants people not to be able to access Fillory. The button can access Fillory. The travelers can access Fillory. But if those are off the table, he's not going to just go and start murdering your family just to murder your family. He wants Fillory. He doesn't want this world. He doesn't
Right.
want your people. He just wants security.
Don't make me come after these people if I don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Dude sucks.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
really
dude,
does.
not great.
Villain, man.
My next scene is with y'all, and you're asking me to help find someone I don't want to find. That's my just.
That's in a
context.
little while. Yeah. Is this when Elliot comes in and Margot's talking to Alice at the table? I'm still not sure what crimes you're talking about doing.
This is the we're gonna steal a book about battle magic, which apparently is
Oh, Margot and Quentin, not Margot and Alice. Sorry.
Yeah.
like battle magic's apparently illegal.
Yeah.
Yes.
which is wild. It seems like there's 1,000 spells we can do that can kill somebody.
Yeah, I know. But like battle magic specifically is illegal.
But like, what's the fucking difference?
It seems like, based on I think it's a loose, tenuous concept on what the difference is, and they just needed a MacGuffin. Is ideally it. But
they don't use the MacGuffin. Is the problem? Like
Right.
this? I mean, I'm sure there's a scene. Do you have a scene stealing this book? No, you would
No.
be who steals the book. You
Elliot
did.
steals it,
Do you
but I
have
don't get a
scene?
scene. I don't get a scene.
So
of
like,
it.
if you're not gonna have a scene of them stealing the book, and you're not gonna have there be like repercussions, like I know you stole my book. If you're not gonna have that, then like, what's the difference between that and just getting it from the fucking library?
Yeah.
You're
And-
not wrong.
Yeah, unless it comes out later. Like, but ideally, I think what the difference between battle magic is, and we get into this a little bit later whenever we start using it, spoiler alert, is like we all have the ability to like lift up a chair and drop it on someone's head, but this is basically swords and guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like battle magic seems to be analogous to
Fireball.
you're shooting a pistol with your fingers, a la Yu Yu Hakusho.
So I don't know. I don't know
it's
where we are in
different.
the.
It's a different thing than just like lifting something up and chucking it across the room at them.
And so we're looking at this book that we stole, or that Elliot stole.
Yeah, Elliot stole it.
And like we're reading, it's in Japanese, right?
Yes, it
Are you
is.
in this scene?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. He got it from Sunderland's office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the book say?
Magic missile.
But like in
Well, one
Japanese.
of the spells is
Well,
magic missile.
Well, it's
So-
like
yeah.
katakana.
Right.
Yeah.
So like in Japanese, it's written magic missile, like the Dungeons and Dragons spell.
Which-
and spoiler alert, fucking yes.
It is the Dungeons and Dragons, but
It
with
only
Quentin,
shot one missile.
That's true.
Yeah.
which I thought was a little. I honestly clocked that too,
You
and I thought it was a
always-
little bit lame. But I
You
you
really,
got-
can choose if you're
upcast.
firing magic missile, you can choose to only fire one, I believe.
You can.
yeah, I guess
and there was only one bottle we were shooting at, so maybe we'll give it plausible deniability.
I guess you can only choose to shoot one, but I mean, it shoots 3 by default, and it's plus 1 per slot.
But if the target only has 1 HP left, do the 2 others go into the person's corpse?
well, you get a direct wherever they want to go.
Right, but if you have no other targets,
Shoot it. Cast magic missile on the darkness. Yeah,
but
anybody?
what if it's your house?
I do love. We'll get. I mean, this is
Put it
part
in
of
the
battle
corpse.
magic.
Who cares about overkill? It's
But
kill.
whenever the fireball move is cast, I do love that we're just
I wrote
doing
that
the
down
Mortal
too.
Kombat pose. Like
Yeah.
we all know that you just got to put your hands together and
Do a
that's
little
fireball.
Hadouken.
I
Like
do-
yeah.
Well,
That's
that's
not
not the
Mortal
Mortal Kombat,
Kombat, but-
pose. I'm not sure which one you're thinking about from Mortal Kombat.
There's a
but-
couple other ones. That,
Yeah,
like, they do the
there
same
are,
thing.
but the
Yeah.
classic fireball is a Hadouken.
It's Hadouken.
I know we're talking about casting magic missile. We can't do it right now though.
No.
We go
No.
outside, we are trying,
We're bad at
and
it.
like nothing's happening. And like I try, Quentin tries, nothing happens, and Alice is like, well, you're doing that wrong. And then she tries, and then still nothing happens. Like, oh no, there's something else we're missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't
And-
necessarily started trying it yet. We still got a couple scenes before we jump over and start trying out the. Well, I guess Quentin tries one in the courtyard.
Yeah, that's
and
what
we're
in the
talking
house.
about.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
thought you were
Right.
talking about the practice stuff.
No, because the next scene is us like still over these books, and Margot's like, "What if we got guns?"
Right. Which I don't understand the reason why not.
Quentin has a reason. I don't agree with it.
Quentin's reasoning here is
It's
so
illogical.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, we
And
can.
he says it in the word. If you are this guy, you the podcast listener, hi. If you are this person at the party who are like, hey, don't bring guns to the magical universe that's been taken over by a sex criminal dictator who's also from a world with guns, because it'll break the prime directive. He brings up Star Trek for no fucking reason. That's fiction, and he's living in a different world. Like, don't be that person. Just be like, yeah, we should shoot
Listen.
that motherfucker in the head.
Listen, I know you said that's fiction. I don't want to put you on blast, but not 5 minutes ago were we debating whether or not you can cast a single missile in magic missile, and Colin Point said cast it into the darkness. So I'm just saying there's arguments to be made.
I'm saying if you're living in that universe, don't use a fictional property
Well-
as like the canon on how you should
I think
live your
this-
own life.
I think this says something about Quentin though, because like you don't want guns there. The real reason is because you don't want it to be like unsullied. Like you have this idea.
by this logic, if you
of
go back in
Fillory-
time and you have a laser pistol, right? Like you're from the future. You have a laser pistol, you have laser bombs, you have a laser nuke, and you're like, I have a time machine, I can go kill Hitler. But I'm only going to bring 1940s weaponries because that would be unsporting. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
I agree with you, but I think for the story though, it's trying to communicate how much Quentin like feels weirdly about foolery and like wants to like keep it in its bubble of like perfectness.
How does he know that it's that at
He
all?
doesn't.
He doesn't.
Which is the great folly of Quentin
everything
right
he
now.
Right,
hears,
yeah.
And that's going to be a plot line where Quentin gets there
Yeah.
and it's nothing like you
my
expect.
thesis, the
Yeah.
That
great
is
folly
exactly
of
what's
Quentin.
everything he hears that is not from the book sounds horrible.
I know.
Like everything he's heard about Fillory is like, oh, they must have like, you know, softened the edges for the kids' novel. It's like this, like the actual facts that you have about Fillory are all horrible.
Yeah. And I think Quentin's going to get that. I do think that's legitimately
smack him
exactly
in the
what's
face.
going to happen,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're going to want to go there. You're going to be a kid in a candy store. You're going to walk out, and it's going to be dystopian.
And I feel like the argument for not bringing a gun is like, if I'm going against a dark entity known as the Beast, I personally am like, the gun ain't going to do shit. I'm going to shoot bullet, heal, time stop, turn bullet into like butterfly, mock me with butterfly bullet, and then I'm dead.
I mean, ideally, not ideally, but he'd probably do the same thing with against a magic bullet.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
I'm not sure, like, functionally, what por
if
qué los
you-
nos dos?
If
Like,
you like use,
bam, bam.
if you
magic
use
real,
mage
magic real.
hand to pull the trigger, is that okay then?
Your Honor, I didn't shoot that man. My mage hand did.
Dismissed.
Oh my god.
Dismissed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Does
But
bring
that
up
only
the
works
ba-
up to a certain level because mage hand can only lift so much.
Yeah.
So like he couldn't like fire like a RPG.
So, anyways, the end of this conversation where we're like, we can't use guns is I have to go talk to Penny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't go find guns. Where's Penny? Where is this scene? Oh wait, Al. Yeah,
It's
Alice comes with you. Yeah.
Alice and Quentin come to see Penny.
Before yous come in, I hear a real quick brain check-in of tonight, or I kill the girl in the dungeon. So he's threatening me with the girl in the dungeon now, because I really have no one else for him to threaten, and I still got that dull ringing, and then you show up,
Yep.
and I'm like, whatever it is, no.
Which is hilarious. This is a PSA. I saw that scene and I'm like, Penny's being a huge fucking asshole because we walk in, I don't know anything that's happening with Penny this episode, and he's like, whatever it is, no. Like, okay, dick. But now hearing Penny's like going through it with
Yeah.
the beast, I'm like,
Check on
oh,
your
no,
friends.
you know what? Penny's doing fine here. I'm okay with what he said now.
PSA, give people a little grace. Everyone's
Yeah.
going through their own shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't say it to just you. If it was just you, that's Wednesday. But it was you and Alice. So that's
Yeah.
different.
But we want to find Katie, your ex. It's Katie, right? That's her name?
Yep. And I'm not happy about it.
No.
And we
You laugh.
yeah, we
Oh, that's who we find later. It was Katie.
I didn't know
Yeah.
who that was either.
Fucking
Yeah.
no idea. I don't know if I've ever seen Katie. I was like, I just
wow.
wrote this
But
woman.
number one,
I know.
I'm
Cool.
like 20% sure that Katie's on like the DVD cover.
Is she really?
I don't know.
She's like a major character.
I've seen like a quick screenshot of the DVD cover, and I think there's like 6 people on it. I'm like, I don't know who most of these people are, but I'm not going to look too closely.
That's
I
wild.
wouldn't be opposed to her being the main actual character of this show. We kind of flash forward, and we're trying to use a spell to find her, and it's not working. And I'm like, she's a good enough magician that this isn't going to work. If she doesn't want to be found, we're not going to be able to find her. And it's some sort of like reflection spell where you would hold up the mirror and her location would appear in the mirror.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the way they do it is cool.
Yeah.
It's shot incredibly well. It's a very good special effect.
Yeah.
So they have a handheld mirror, right? And it's being held by the actor, and his hand is wobbly, but like as his hand wobbles, you see the camera like through, because the mirror is showing a different room, right? And so he's like holding it in front of his face, and it tracks perfectly well of like the room behind him is, and we're
Where
looking
she
around the
is.
room and see
Katie.
We see Katie, and
I leave. I say, well, you found her. You're welcome. And I just leave.
which is like useless in a weird way, because it's like, okay, where is she? Like, I don't know what
Right.
this
Yeah.
room is,
Right.
but I do know what this room is. It's Julia's apartment.
Got it. I was wondering why this all
That
started
makes
to.
so much
there's so many
sense.
things are lining
So
up here.
many
And I was
threads.
I thought this was. I thought Julia had a girlfriend, and I was like, "Why aren't we addressing this? Why is nobody talking?" Which honestly might still be the case, but I didn't expect that to be Katie. I had no idea.
And then I turn the mirror more and I see Julia. I'm like, oh, and I like put the mirror down and Alice gives me a look.
We were at a Joann's Fabric. We were all on our own aisles. We were all buying the same threads.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, I guess like what's the next scene after that? I can't remember. Like next
We
one
go
was,
into
like,
the
Yeah,
go into the house.
we
I
just
guess.
like Julia's
we'd have that
door.
conversation,
We
right?
knock on Julia's door.
Is that the next thing?
That's
oh
my
my
next
God.
scene.
That's
Yeah.
my
So
next
that's
scene.
when Katie opens up and
Yes.
we realize that she's surprised because she thinks that
She thinks we're here for Julia.
Right.
And we're like, no, we're here for you. It's like, it's weird that she doesn't question why. Like, these two things seem coincidental, right? How does Katie know Julia?
I presumably because Katie is on the run from the school. She's finding a group of other magical people. Maybe.
Is she
She just
on the
hang-
run?
Well, maybe not on the run, but she left
just
school.
left.
Right.
I wonder if she's always been a hedge witch, and she's
And
just
just got
like
in?
she just like got in and she was stealing shit like stealing magical stuff for the head witch because she makes it seem like through this conversation she calls them like. She does say them regarding to the hedge witch is not
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah.
So like maybe she is working with them or she just like knows her from like, they were both doing some nefarious sort of underground seedy shit and you just know people on that side of the law, I guess, whenever you are on it kind of deal. But maybe she was also hired as some kind of like consultant or something because she mentions that she spent like over a decade meditating and intensely studying battle magic, which is the only reason she can do it on command without like a spoiler. Is there more that comes in here? Like the idea that battle magic, the reason we can't do it is because it has to come from like an unsullied perspective, and that sully is like emotional, like clouding. Like
Yeah.
you need to be very practical and very intentional, and not like emotionally charged or like dependent on it. You need to remove yourself from the situation, which is an interesting thing to talk about. Basically guns is like
Yeah.
to shoot somebody with it you need to emotionally detach is like the function of how you can kill somebody with a gun. Like I'm not sure if they're purposefully making that metaphor,
That is really interesting, though.
but if they are, then I guess hats off to them. But like that's
But the other interesting thing was what she said about like, you can also do it like, if in short spurts, like if there's a baby trapped under a car.
yeah. So like again,
So I don't
like,
get how those two are the same. Those seem like polar opposites to me.
Well, I think the difference between, and I don't think they're the polar opposites. In my mind, I read that as like you can have people kill in crimes of passion is the most common way people kill. The other way that people kill is they have trained themselves to kill without the emotional like fallout or dealing with the emotional fallout. They are trained killers. And those are a rare few who spend their lives dedicating themselves to dealing with the idea of pointing a gun at somebody and ending their life versus somebody who in a fit of rage or a fit of like self-defense kills somebody and then has to deal with the consequences there. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Regardless, though, all this is worthless because there is another way, which is take drugs, which maybe honestly isn't a different way. Maybe that's still part of the same conversation I'm
Yeah.
having here. Is the other way that people kill people is you take a bunch of drugs to numb yourself, a la what we do with our soldiers in wartime, like drug them up. And that I'm not making a whole statement on everyone in the military. That is a well-documented thing that we gave a bunch of soldiers in the past drugs to have them kill people more effectively and deal with PTSD.
Yeah.
Regardless, she does give us like a way to basically calm our emotions, which we get here in the next scene.
Yeah.
There's not really much more here. She kind of like just lays that out and then we
No.
go.
Yeah, like
I get stopped.
Okay, you get stopped. I was going to say,
Okay.
we just fuck off.
So
Yeah.
I'm the last one out, and she stops me. So like the rest of you don't have this, but it's just me and her. And she's at. I ask how Julia is, and she's like, "Why would you care after what she did to you?" And I'm trying to remember exactly what she did to me.
I'd say it feels more like what you did to her.
literally
But
saying.
no, she had the thing. We found out something with Julia once.
Oh,
Didn't
she did. She
poison.
She trapped you in the desert of your mind, or Penny in the desert. Who'd she trap? She did the
Yes.
spell. Who trapped the? Is it Quentin? You got trapped in the desert. Penny came to find you because he's a traveler, and they had to put the scorpion or the scorpion.
Yes,
They put the
yes.
scorpion in your mouth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yes.
They trapped you in
Yeah,
that.
put a scorpion in your mouth.
It's so funny because like I got like 3 seconds of Julia. I'm like, is that Julia? And that's all I know of her
Scorpion mouth.
involvement in this. And like after what she did, I'm like, oh, I forgot it was her.
Yeah.
Um.
I think that's it though.
Anyways, yeah. So And I'm like, you know what, you're right. And like, I start to leave, and then I like take a step and turn around, and like, you know what? No, like, giving a shit about something that you give a shit about doesn't just evaporate the second that they fuck up. Is what Quentin says. So
Sorry,
it's like,
can you give that to me one more time?
I actually tracked this. Okay.
I didn't.
It was confusingly said, but it's like charming in the way. I actually
Yeah.
like this line. So it says, giving a shit about something that you give a shit about
Caring about something.
doesn't just evaporate the second that they fuck up.
Okay,
Caring
sure.
about someone doesn't go away just because they fuck up once.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
There we
I
go.
get it.
I
And
watered
A
that
little
down.
clearer. Thanks, Mike.
And she like nods with like kind of like a knowing nod. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, I've been there, you know, like I'm,
Yes, this is Katie, actually.
Yeah,
Right.
she's fucked up a lot in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know you want to ask about Penny.
Does
but-
she?
She like, she asks like, so like, she first responds about Julia. She's like, Julia's good. She's like, well, actually, Julia's great. They're working on something that can help a lot of people, is what she says.
Interesting.
Don't know what that could be. And then she does ask how Penny is. And I'm like, yeah, he's extra broody. he's like, I'm basically being like, yeah, I don't know, you're good, you know. And
Yeah.
I say, you know, Penny's like cockroaches. He'll survive the nuclear winter. So it's like, he's going through it now, but he's stronger than this. So
Can we cut to my next scene?
I would love to actually.
Oh yeah, he'll survive a nuclear holocaust. So my next scene is
the
I'm in my
nuclear
room
Holocaust.
and I hear the girl in the dungeon through the ringing in my ears of like, please give him what he wants. Like she is begging for help.
Mm-hmm.
And I start blasting music just to drown it out. And
Do you know what you're blasting? Do you recognize the song?
it feels like punk music.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like very clearly a song you recognize.
A lot. It was Alicia Keys. Weird
Yeah.
choice.
Classic
Fallen,
punk.
just Fallen,
Artist.
like a weird rock cover. And then like New York State of Mind, which is a weird choice. And it's a montage of him blasting music, doing lines of cocaine,
Yeah.
being taunted by the beast, doing more cocaine to keep trying to tune him out. And he keeps trying to tell me that he can, end all this. And I tell him to shut up. I stand up doing more lines of cocaine. And then my vision starts to get blurry. And then I faint.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next scene is before I see everyone again. Should I just go?
Yeah, because the next scene I see you.
Okay.
So.
I'm in the infirmary. Sunderland comes to visit me, and she says that I should thank Alice because Alice found me.
Got it. Got it.
And I'm like, all right, lecture time. Go ahead, do your lecture thing. It's gonna happen. And she's like, oh no, I've overdosed once. Well, twice if you count the time I took so much Prozac. I developed tardive dyskinesia, but that was an accident. The crack was a straight OD, no chaser. And I'm like, you smoked crack? And she's like, honey, I've done things that would make you hide under a blankie. And she's like, what's going on? So Sunderland she's a G. She's seen some shit.
Sure.
She's dressed like an assistant principal, but no, she's hitting the crack pipes.
What's the name of the dean then? Because I thought it was Dean Sunderland.
She's the
She's the executive
She's
dean.
vice dean.
Yeah, she's Dean Top.
Who's eyes out dean? What's his name?
I don't know.
I don't remember his name.
Okay, never mind then.
Dean Pelton.
For some reason, I had Sunderland was his name in my head. So when you said
no.
her and Sunderland and straight up G, I was like trying to figure out recontextualize this.
Sunderland is Dean Cop.
Dean Cop. Okay.
Dean Cop.
Okay, Dean Cop. I was always calling her Dean Cop, and I had Sunderland as the other guy.
Dean
No,
Cop.
no.
Okay.
Dean Cop did crack, which isn't a wild concept when you say it that
I
way.
wonder if they test you on the Magic Force.
Definitely not, clearly.
Definitely not. They
Well, she'd be
probably
clean.
test you to see if you've
Yeah.
done it.
She could be clean.
Oh, now? Yeah, sure. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like at the time.
It's Dean Fogg.
Fog is the
Fog. Thank
is
you.
okay.
Yep.
Fog.
I don't think we've
F-O-G?
ever
I
don't think
said
we've
that
ever
name.
said
We've never said that name.
Spelled like fog.
F-O-G?
2 G's.
F-O-G-G.
Fog.
We've definitely
I like
never said
Isla's
that,
Dean.
really.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I just assumed
Foggy
it was
vision.
Sunderland this entire time. For episode 11.
That's a character?
Yeah, Dean Fog. He's been in so
and-
many scenes.
I'm like, she's like, what's happening? And, I explain everything that's going on. And
Everything, including Beast and Fillery, and you give her the whole shebang?
of like this assault on like my senses and like the ringing.
Okay,
And
You
she's like,
say it's the beast.
I don't remember if I say it's the beast. I don't think I give her that detail. My note doesn't say, and I don't remember. I feel like I would remember me saying, "We're dealing with the beast."
Yeah, I was gonna say that we do need to know that. That's important context if we start telling authority, because I'm still
I'll go
that's
back
a
and
question
listen
I
and
have.
report back, but I don't think I did.
I don't know why we aren't telling.
That was I have that in my wrap up questions. It's like, why are we doing this alone?
Yeah.
Because we're dumbass kids.
Like what? Why are we qualified?
Why are we qualified? It's affecting every
No,
traveler.
the way the school always works is like, I'll
Deal with
give
it
you the
yourself.
hints.
Yeah.
I'll be mysterious and tell you to deal with it yourself.
Yeah.
And she brings out this like little white patch that has like a bunch of sharp needles on it. And I'm like, what the hell's that? And she goes, well, this is going to go on the base of your neck and it's going to block the flow to your head like a dam. So it's essentially a way of blocking out all of these external sounds.
Sure.
And just essentially mute,
Yeah.
pressing the mute button and all that.
So the sounds come from the part of your body below your neck.
So yeah, apparently it flows in through the bottom of my neck. So we're gonna put a dam there.
Through your fingertips or something.
Magic.
Magic.
And I'm like, why didn't you give me this
I wonder
sooner?
where the magic center of the body is. Apparently, it's
Why didn't you give me this sooner? She's like, well, it's not approved. It wears down the mind's ability to defend itself. This is just a temporary fix until we can put you on some like sort of stricter regimen. But
What does
you need
approved
something now, huh?
is there
there's
like
an
the
FDA.
magic FDA?
There's a magical FDA, obviously.
Listen, we're going to Canada for this one.
Yeah, but it seems like the wild fucking West in every other way, except they're very strict about your
Listen,
magical tonics.
We're flying you to Greece. They got some experimental stuff. You're going to give it a try. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. And this is where she gives me a penny. You will never have a home. You will never have a real family. Your gifts will take will take this from you over and over again. So when someone cares enough to reach out a hand, drop the bullshit attitude and take what they're offering while you can. Like, just let people fucking care when they want to. And so that's when I show up.
Yep. We have a little bit before you jump in there, but we're back at the cottage, and we are holding these small bottles on chains, little glass like tincture bottles, basically. And yeah, that they are there, kind of like we talked about in the last scene, to literally, not figuratively, bottle our emotions so that we can then produce combat magic.
And like they tell us not to go over 3 hours
Yep.
because
Yeah.
basically once we drink it, again, all those emotions are going to hit us at once.
Yes.
And so it's
and
going
a
to be
heightened
miserable.
version of them too.
Yeah.
It's like it's a backlog then plus some. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when Penny comes back in, and we're like, we thought you weren't game for this.
I wrote down that you had a heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. I look damn handsome for someone who had a heart attack, genetically blessed. A lot of cocaine
Yeah.
will do that to you.
So maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
I love that. Like we all think he just had like a normal heart attack, not that he did drugs
No,
and had
I'm
a heart
pretty sure
attack.
we all know.
Cocaine overdose heart attack.
Interesting.
And I'm like, all right, what's going on?
The
What are-
only thing you're asking for is that we have to go get the girl in the dungeon when we go
Yeah.
to Fillery.
Yeah, that's my only priority.
Yeah.
Me, Mike, had no idea because it's very much y'all have a plan, and the show has told the viewer, and I'm like, what are we doing, and what are these bottles?
Yeah. We got there.
Yeah.
So my next scene is us doing the Vulcan ritual
Yeah.
to remove emotions.
Mm-hmm. Take a deep
So many
sigh.
hand motion stuff.
And it's goofy, but it is like they have the actors do like these little one-offs, like, so let's go fuck some shit up, like,
Yeah. I
like your
completely
sweater.
I'll become
monotone.
very deadpan.
Yeah. So
There was the good bit between Penny like complimenting Quentin.
I like your sweater. I saw it. There was no reason not to share.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, it was, kind of goofy. Then we walked to the forest to practice, like,
Yes.
these
Yeah.
bad
I was
magic.
afraid it was like, let's go fuck some shit up, and then like we were gonna go into the actual fight.
Yeah, I was surprised, too.
They cut to us training in the woods. Like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I have a little side scene with Alice where in that same like emotionless monotone voice, she's like, "You're bleeding a little." I'm like, that explains the burning pain. Is that a traveler thing? And like, no, that's a voices thing. And she's like, well, I guess that beats whatever you were snorting. And I'm like, marginally.
So yeah, we do know that.
Yeah.
There was
And-
also, I guess, an important thing just because of Alice is in here and it comes up a little bit later. Like, everyone's pretty well game for it, and Alice is also game, but Alice is very, very against doing this. She does not want
We get
to
more
do
of
it.
this.
Yeah, the reason I brought it up is like this is not, that doesn't come up later because of the emotional fallout from the spell. She at the jump is not comfortable with the idea of bottling up her emotions and then having the flood of them come back later. And then we go up into the woods and we just get a montage.
Fireball.
Yeah, fireball,
Fireball.
slashing, magic missiles, magic
That
swords.
single magic missile.
And then we also get the fallout too when we drink it, and I have this pretty heart-wrenching scene where Margot's sobbing and is asking,
I'm laughing.
Yeah, Penny's laughing.
Alice is like crying and
Yep.
saying like, I love you so much, like so much, you know that, right? And like that won't come back later.
And
Sure,
then
no.
Margot asks Elliot, why aren't we friends anymore?
And I say
Aw.
we're best friends as I'm like just ripping a cigarette and pouring like a hefty drink for myself. You're in tears. I am clearly shaken and trying not to process my emotions, just like I've been doing for the last like 3 or 4 episodes. And you're like, can we just be honest for 5 seconds? And Elliot's like, honestly, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't.
Yeah, and I think the line was just like really heartbreaking. She's like, you don't care about me.
And I say, that is stupid because we're going to save everything and it'll be fine. Like always. Now catch up. This is daddy's 3rd drink. Like, I'm not willing to acknowledge the fact that you are talking to me about my emotions, even though I do think that's what Elliot wants. But again, that's not what he is like willing to do in this moment.
Yeah.
And Margot, it seems like you've been putting on a brave face, and this like the tincture coming back in, the like emotional like whiplash from it has
It's
like
just pushing me over the edge.
it's just pushing you over the edge. And it's weird because I do think that Elliot recognized, it feels like we're good enough friends that Elliot recognized that pain in you without this situation. And like I mean, I guess I know why he didn't use this as a chance to like have this as his moment, because I think he's been waiting for it. We know he's been waiting for it because he had the moment on the couch at the end of last episode with the robot you, or the golem you.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I just chicken out the
Yeah.
last second. I don't do it. Yeah.
The next thing is we're talking about some like healing, like
Healing spring.
I have a little bit before that.
Okay.
So I have a scene waking up in the morning, and I'm like, I hate everything. I hate air right now. And Alice says, you have diagnosed depression. We shouldn't be bottling like your emotions up. You could, and then I cut her off and be like, kill myself. Like, I'm sure Plover would get to it first. But Alice is basically reiterating that we should be trying to do this without the bottles.
Got it.
And I'm like, well, I'm sure you probably could. And she was like, no, like all of us should. And I'm like, I don't think anybody but you could do it. Not all of us are you, Alice, right? And she's like, you're hungover. I don't think you meant that like it sounded. Like, it comes off as harsh, but like, I don't know. Let me finish this real quick.
Yeah.
And then she's like, we should at least like give it a shot to like do the magic missiles and stuff without the bottles. And I'm like, this is what that looks like. Like, I am trying as hard as I can. Like, I just can't, basically.
yeah.
And that's like the end of the scene. The guy, like, Quentin walks out after that. And I feel like this needed to be a bigger fight. Like, the fight's a little minor. It's a little like kind of just like, oh, your tone of voice was wrong type of fight. You know, it's like yeah, you said some truth and there's probably something I need to apologize for in there or whatever, but the actual fight is like, that sounded harsher than you meant it, right?
Sure.
For what happens after this, that was not nearly a big enough fight for the plot to like how they're acting with the plot here. But
Interesting.
let's get to that at the
Yeah.
end of the episode.
Oh yeah, I
Because
understand.
my next scene's back in the woods.
Yeah, we're
doing
back in the
more
woods.
magic.
And I was confused. I thought none of us at the beginning of this. I thought none of us had taken the emotional draining thing. But it seems like Penny and Alice
Don't.
didn't.
Yeah, they're
I think they did
practicing.
the first time.
Yes, they
and
did,
They are
and now the
not
second
this
time.
Yeah,
They're
we
not.
have a scene before y'all show up.
Okay.
Should I do that now?
Yeah. Before I show up.
So yeah, I'm sitting in that same kind of like practice area we had, and Alice comes by and I ask if like the troops are coming, and she says that you all are studying, and I say I'm trying to get off the bottle. And she says her too, and I'm like, any luck? And I think, is this the bottle we're just not
Yeah.
doing the emotions? Okay.
Yeah.
Any luck? And she's like, not yet. But that wine bottle knows it has its days numbered as we're staring at that wine bottle that we're trying to attack. And I'm like, sit down, get zen. Like she's trying to do it. I'm like, just sit down, get zen with me. Just like try to tune to like, try to get into that mind place without having to cut off your emotions. Every warrior in history has learned how to do it. I bet plenty of them were hot messes as well. And we start to try and focus and clear our mind, and that's when y'all show up.
Yeah. And we do the ritual, the other 3 of us or 4 of us, like drain our emotions. And then we get another montage of us still, the people who drain their emotions, still successfully doing the magic.
Yeah, and you guys doing like the bottle's wobbling a little bit.
Yeah.
like you're
like
getting
a
better
tiny
though.
gust of wind. And it's happening. You're getting excited over your minor victories.
Yeah,
But it's not going to kill anybody.
Right.
no.
And then we realize it's been 3.5 hours, not the prescribed 3 hours. So we're like late to, they're like, oh, never do it for more than 3 hours. It's been 3.5. So we like take our potion things or whatever and stop, the thing.
And do the classic, like, and everyone, like, we don't really get as much of a, like, an elongated scene of us, like, dealing with the emotional fallout.
It kind of travels into the next scene.
Okay,
I feel like the
mine
next
doesn't,
scene is
yeah.
no, but I feel like the next scene with you in it, we are still like heightened emotions, right? We are very emotional in that scene.
Yes.
It's like we are like drunk on emotions, kind of.
And
I think
wine.
there is wine involved, but like it is, that is because we're like feeling all these emotions.
Got it. Okay. That was something I wanted to talk about, but because I had it clocked as just being alcohol drunk, but maybe
No,
it is
100% no.
Okay, interesting. So then tell me what happens here, because my next scene is when we're in front of the fireplace.
Same.
So
That's
it's
my next scene as well.
Oh, okay, so we don't have anything else.
I think all of the rest of my scenes are with you.
Okay.
Yes.
'Cause
you don't get a lot of this, probably. You
I-
don't remember.
Yeah, he misses a scene, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
maybe.
we're talking about fillery a bit,
Yes.
right? And you're talking about there's a spring at the foot of the mountains that healed Rupert. I guess Rupert Chetwynd.
Yeah, I think one of the it healed him.
It healed
his
Rupert's
leg. Yeah.
right, and it's
I'm-
called Chetwynd's Torrent.
Right. And this is when, the little bit of aside, Quentin is making fun of Elliot here because Elliot had mentioned that he read the filler in for books when he was a kid, but he doesn't really remember them. But I'm calling out specific things from specific moments
You
of the book.
reread them, right?
I reread them, and like I'm speaking of them to Quentin as somebody who's like maybe not a fan, but you're kind of like chiding me for not letting on exactly how much I've like retained from it.
Yeah.
But Elliot is asking, about this like fountain of healing. And whether or not you think it's real.
Right. And I'm basically saying like some of the good parts have to be, right? Like some of the good parts from the book, like at least I hope that they're real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you ask?
And I say, and Elliot says, because I definitely have liver damage. And on that note, we're out of wine.
Are you telling the truth there?
I don't get a scene where somebody's like, your liver is failing.
I feel like there's something other than liver damage.
No, I think it's his emotional state.
Yeah,
He wants, like, because he's,
So
like,
do
he
we
feels
think the
like
fountain
he's,
can
like,
cure depression?
that's literally what he's
Maybe.
asking, I feel.
I think maybe that too.
Yeah.
I think maybe the liver damage
you know
is a little
what
bit
might
of a
cure
cover.
depression? The medication that they goddamn confiscated.
And so, but like, you're not getting up to get the wine. Elliot is, so regardless of what I actually meant by this, like, Elliot isn't willing to dip too much further into it. But I
Yeah.
think we can all read between the lines. Like, Elliot has said twice now that he feels broken.
Yeah.
One of them to Quentin, who was too drunk to notice that he said it, and the other time was to a golem who could not talk. So he is trying to confess that he is broken to anyone who will not then talk to him about that, because I feel like he wants to say it and hope that saying it makes him feel better, but turns out you need to actually say it to people who hear it. But I go to get out of my chair to go get us some more wine because when I can't talk about it, might as well drink it away. And I slip sloppy drunk out of my chair onto the ground. And this is when Quentin starts like giggling and Margot comes and finds us. And my next scene is being taken back upstairs.
Same, yeah. So we're taking you to bed, basically.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you're sloppy drunk, basically passed out. How much of this do you even get here?
I get you all moving my legs to make me choices. Actively walking me to the bed and then throwing me down onto the bed.
Yeah.
And then like you two collapse onto the bed with me.
Yes.
And then I get like 3 still images and a flash that are very evocative. And that's it.
Okay. So while you're passed out, I say
finally.
I say finally, and I drop the laugh because I've been laughing. I've been there the whole time.
Yes.
I was like in the background, but I've been laughing. We've been goofing around, and as soon as you are passed out, my face falls, and it's like finally because I was clearly putting on a front to just like manage you.
Be okay.
And I start talking to Quentin about
we're talking about Chetwynd's torn again.
Yeah.
And
do you really think it could heal him?
And you make some implication that there's more wrong to him than a broken leg.
Yeah.
But I guess, are you also thinking it's depression?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And like you end up talking about how, I don't remember if I answered the question or
you
not.
don't. You said it healed. It didn't just heal his broken leg.
Sure.
It healed all of Rupert.
Sure.
So like you're implying that like it is going to
it would work.
Do it. And I say, Quentin, you actually believe in magic. And
right.
you're like,
and like we necessarily do look around you.
And Margot says, no, we all know that it's real, but you actually believe in it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I say to him, like, I've never loved something like that. And I said, maybe Fillory can fix him.
Yeah.
And then I like lean in and we get
you like cry. And
cry.
Like, I kind of like give you like, we're like lying on the bed and to like hug you on the bed when you're crying. And my next scene is waking up in the morning.
Okay, well, I get a bunch of flashes of single frame images
before that,
and a flash that are very
before
evocative.
that. Wait, when does this happen?
Before that, I'm waking up in the morning and like it's like me shirtless waking up in bed, and then there's like an arm around me and it's Elliot's arm, and then Margot's also in the bed, and like we're all naked basically with like the sheets on halfway on top of us or whatever, and I just start getting the shots you see are like interspersed here of like what happened last night.
Oh, so the reason we're getting small flashes because you're getting flashes of memory after
As I'm waking up. Yes,
got it. And we would remember some of the. So it's how we're dealing with like the blackout
that makes
memory.
sense.
Okay,
what are the flashes of?
A threesome.
A threesome. We had a threesome.
How did awkward I can only have sex as Wolf Boy stumble into a three-way?
Margot is a babe.
That's fair.
Yeah, and Elliot's a fuckboy. Yeah. So what you gonna do?
Yeah, how does Quentin stumble
both
into this?
took one of his hands
I don't know.
and just like tossed him into like the deep end.
Honestly,
Yes.
don't know.
Like one of these things is not like the other. I'm sorry, Quentin. But as the camera pulls out of Quentin like waking up and kind of realizing what he did, Alice is sitting at the edge of the bed.
Wait, was she involved in the?
No, she is fully clothed.
So my last scene, maybe I was not supposed to go last.
I don't think you were supposed to go last. But
This is the night before. It's me and Alice, and we're still practicing. And she finally knocks a bottle down. Like she finally does it, and she like hugs me in celebration. But like hugs me and like hits the back of my neck. I'm like, ow, ow, ow. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, thank you for reminding me that that's there. And she's like, go ahead and give it a try. And I go over to like pick up the wine bottle, and that's where my episode ends. And so we just practice, and then she's like, all right, let me go probably check on Quentin. I wonder what this fucking dork's doing.
Turns out,
Answer is Margot and Elliot.
he's throwing it down big style.
Okay, can we just like get into the fallout of this, which is like I find really interesting. So how did Quentin? I really do think the big question here is how did Quentin stumble into a threesome with
Alcohol.
two babes? Like
Alcohol and heightened emotions.
but
I want to imagine
yeah.
it was essentially a Margot Elliott tornado, and you were just a farmer on the field who couldn't run fast enough.
just got swept in like the
like,
cow and twisted.
like Taz.
You're the fucking cow and Twister, just I
same
truly
cow.
think for Margot and Quentin there is that because there's not as many emotional scenes between us that there are between you and Elliot.
Right.
So for me, I think when she says, well, you guys are having that heartfelt scene, which they pulled off, by the way, I thought that was very good. When she says, I've never loved anything like that, and you start getting closer, and that's like what leads into this. She wants that ability to love something.
Yeah.
Like she's attracted to it, right? So that, I mean, like literally when I say it's Margot, it's like that, she's the one who kicks off this decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Colin watching this, and it's
I'd
you
pass
getting
out.
pass out in bed, and then 3 like 1 second flashes of a threesome, and then credits.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. I was
That's
sitting
so funny.
sitting eating my Chipotle at work. I'm like, what the fuck?
you like hallucinated for a second because
Went
it's
back
just
and-
blinks. Like
Yeah, I went back and watched it to make sure it was us. I was like, this doesn't feel right. I don't think this is true.
but it's like it's
Did
full on
James
like
Splice in Cinemax?
because it is like Elliot and Quentin kissing. Like
Yeah.
they do like the full threesome thing.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, everybody's kissing. It's great.
Wait, am I gonna? Is Penny gonna end up with? No, Penny's with Katie. Penny's not gonna end up with Alice.
Penny's not with Katie right
And
now.
Penny might end up with Alice.
Penny might have, or
Anyway.
we might all end up in some weird polyamorous sort
Yeah.
of
A quapple?
thing. Yeah, a quapple.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean,
that's wild. I still don't know how Elliot. I mean, Elliot. It must be the testosterone levels on that man must be fucking incredible because he was so goddamn drunk, and the idea that he was then able to participate in a threesome minutes after laying
At this
down in
point,
bed.
it's a superpower.
It has to be. He is a sexual god. He is Grecian
I mean,
myth.
maybe like magical caffeine would do it.
It had to have been.
I don't know.
He need,
Wait, of all the drugs out there, you think magical caffeine?
And Viagra.
there we go,
Yeah.
magical Viagra.
it had to have been something because he was sloppy drunk. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't drunk. He
It was so out of nowhere. Honestly, I'm like, well, this is what we're going to talk about. Not the beast, not all these plans, not this
Yeah.
training in battle
Right.
magic. Irrelevant. The threesome, though.
But that's why I like when I was talking about that argument we had earlier in the
yeah,
episode,
it
me
needed
and
to be
Alex,
bigger.
Yeah.
I agree.
right? Like I didn't think much of that argument, and then got to the threesome at the end, and was like, wait. And I had to go back and watch the argument again to be like, was this argument like a bigger thing? Like was I not paying attention to like how much of a fight this was? Like because they almost made it seem like, oh, he had the threesome as like revenge for the argument. Like it's not exactly how they wrote it, but it's just like, oh, their relationship's on the rocks. That's why he cheated on her, right? Because I think this is also the first episode where she said "I love you."
Yeah, while she was coming down from the emotional thing.
Wow. Wow.
It's fucking horrible.
Is this the first time you've had sex as a human?
no.
No.
Okay,
They've
okay.
done
First
it
time
a
was like
lot.
3 minutes after we transformed out of Fox form.
Okay.
But
They counted the times.
Yeah.
it's
Yikes.
Yikes.
If it
it
is,
makes
Yikes.
Quentin just look unequivocally horrible.
yes.
Which I think is
Which
kind
is
of
not
the
a new
point.
flavor.
Yeah.
No, that's not a flavor.
But
I
he's
do-
like ostensibly the main character.
I know it's weird.
And why?
Why? Because I think it's the biggest like 0 to hero. Like I think
Well-
you have the longest path of redemption.
I think we also have to
You know you
realize
could
that
write a different character though, right?
Yeah, you could do
like
the
if
different
you're
thing.
writing the protagonist of your show, you don't be like, well, we have to put a creep in somewhere. Like
I
That's the writer's room. All right, where's the creep going?
I do wonder if it's gonna be tied to like the misery. Like, is it because Quentin is literally his own worst enemy, and he's good at magic because he's like good at consistently making his life shit and being miserable? Like,
Maybe.
Yeah, like, yes.
is that kind of it too?
yeah.
like
Especially because like earlier in this episode, like there was another like Alice side eyes Quentin when Julia gets mentioned again.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that's obviously still a thing. and instead of cheating on Alice with Julia, he cheats on Alice with 2 other people who are also her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am wondering how much of this is going to be next episode is going to
Oh,
be
100%.
Well, not I know we're going to talk about it next episode, but is this going to be written off a little bit as the like side effects from the emotional
yeah,
thing?
It is. Yes.
And not to say like it's your emotion, so I don't think that can be used as 100% of an excuse, but
Right.
they made a point for Alice saying like 1, I don't like this, 2, I don't trust it, 3, I don't want to do it, and Quentin's like, I need to do it, and then pays the consequences with his relationship. Like the that kind of makes sense there. Like
but I don't
alcohol
see-
plus drugs.
I don't see any version of the like, well, the beer and drugs made me do it. Like,
Yeah.
like I've never been one for like that's an excuse to
Oh,
cheat
no.
or whatever,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
And so like that's just not gonna work. I'm not gonna start with that. Like, well, it's because our emotions were crazy. Like, I don't want to hear it.
But I think what I'm saying is I think the show is going to say. I think
They're gonna
that is
try
what the
it.
show is.
100% they're gonna try it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed next week. Tune in.
Well, I'm more curious if they're going to let him get away with it. I guess is what I'm saying here is like
Yes.
like I don't
Yes.
think
Like,
they
what
are.
do you mean? They're not canceling the show. They're not firing the actor halfway through your first season.
No, but it's
he's
not them
still
ge-
the main character.
he's not
right?
gonna get
so they can't
fired.
be like, this guy sucks. This character's a douchebag, but he's still the main character, motherfuckers.
Yeah, okay. I think what Brian is saying, just to translate this a little bit,
Yeah.
is that he's still your protagonist, so you're gonna soften it around him.
I think you're going to soften it, but I do think that he is going to come out as the. I don't think they're going to make him out to be the person who did the right thing in the situation. I do think the show is going to say that his decisions suck.
I think so,
I think it's
too.
going to take Alice's side, is what I'm
I
saying.
think so, too.
I do think they're going to get over it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I hope the show doesn't make I know I don't think they should, but I do think I do think that they are going to make him out to be the bad guy. He's going to eat his
he
humble
said,
pie.
"I love you" first, didn't he?
I have no idea.
He said
Tell
it
me, I don't
before
remember.
we fucking turned into geese or some shit.
This
I
is a
can't
you
remember.
problem.
Yes, you're right. He did.
So like, I'm so mad at this. Tune in next week for my full-on crash out because
We're gonna start
it's gonna be worse
paywalling-
when the show tries to be like, well, it's fine.
All right, let's leave
subscribe-
that argument for when it actually happens. How
Subscribe
about
to our
that?
new feature, Brian's Rage Corner. For $5 a month, you get unfiltered angry Brian.
So
One crash out a
What's
month
this?
guaranteed.
One crash out guaranteed.
All right. So see you this Saturday,
Yep.
1 p.m., August 23rd, for the live stream.
Yeah. Vote
Yeah.
like your life had time for you to do it.
Right.
Right. I'm your host, Mike, signing off. Left me as always.
It's Dasha.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin.
Right here, right now.
Brian.
And creep in the background often.
Producer James.
We'll see you next time.
Bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossbach. Find him at StephenRossbach.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.